Hello, and welcome back to the Cooper Villa channel. I'm Scott Cooper, and I'm here with Noah Fisher, and Tommy Lazaridis is back to discuss Brentford versus Aston Villa from Sunday. Yeah, it's another win. It's a come-from-behind win. It was a bitchy game. It was shitty. There was tackles. There was red cards. There was yellow cards. Controversy, but we got the job done. We got the 3 points. We're in second place, equal with Liverpool. We could be top if the results go away on Christmas Day. We'll bring you that and much more after this. Okay, yeah. So after a couple of home games, we were away at the G-Tech Stadium to play Brentford, a place we hadn't won in 53 years. Ollie Watkins, Ezri Konsa going back to their old club, and Villa with a chance to really get amongst the top two with a win. But before we go into that game, we got Tommy Lazaridis back. He's had a huge week. Congratulations, buddy. You got engaged to Steph over in Bali. Tell us all about it.
Well, thank you. And just like Villa, I also love coming from behind Scott. So thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate
it. You're like Moreno at the back post, aren't you? Like
yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, the back post, all right. No, all good. No, we checked into the Stones, and I'll give a shout out to John Engelsi. He's kind of the guest experience manager, and my mum and dad were there about a week before, and mum actually took up the engagement ring and she wore it on her finger because you actually have to declare anything over $10,000. So, right. So I'm like, it's the only way to kind of get it through. And even though it was a wooden box, that it came in a beautiful custom-made wooden box, it's kind of varnished, so they let it through. Yeah. And then so as we got into the hotel, there was like flower petals and all that. Will you marry me on the bed? She said yes. I think she was in a state of shock. She started crying the next day at breakfast, so she starts getting a bit of a quivering bottom lip. And I'm like, all right, let's go back to the room and put a bit of what is it? Bill Withers, just the two of us. We just done a little bit of slow dancing the next day to calm her down. So it all kicked in then. So no, she's a Villa nut. She really appreciates Steph and the fact that she lets me do the podcast at 10:30 at nights. And sometimes, I have to cancel our brunches because I just can't wake up because we've won at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. Even against the Brentford game. I said it was 1 a.m. here. Noah woke up coincidentally to watch the second half. I don't think I went to bed till 5, even though the game finished at 3. You're just on this buzz and euphoria. So no, thank you for all the fans showing love. I probably won't dissect the comments one by one, but I saw Coxie and Bonnie and a few of the mainstays. Really appreciate the wishes. And one day I'll be doing these pods from our house that we now need to start looking for at some point. I'm 30, she's 31, so got to start making moves quick.
Awesome.
But no. I think it was great to just get out the way. I was originally planning to do it about halfway through on a 9-night trip, and did it the first night. It was just relaxed. We had a great time, and we're back here now, and definitely brought not missing the inconsistent shit weather in Melbourne. That's for sure. We're coming from like 35 degrees and peak humidity. I packed all these linen shirts and lovely stuff. I was basically in singlets and shorts the whole time in Bali. So anyway, if anyone's ever going to Bali, stay at the Stones. It's beautiful. Although the downside is, and I don't want to give negative, it's a fucking hot pool. I had to keep going to my bloody parents' place because they had a cold pool. You're paying all this money for a premium hotel, and the sun's just beaming on the water. It's almost like a big spa. It was so annoying. Women don't care because, they don't fucking swim. They tan all day.
Yeah.
So, anyway, missed the pod. Glad to be back. And thank you to our new, I think we're at 703 subscribers. I don't know if anyone's made a burner account. I definitely haven't. But I think we've amassed like an extra 40, 50 subs in the last couple of weeks. So thank you to all those joining. And more importantly, thank you to all of those that have stuck by us from podcast 1 and may that continue.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. We got over 700 and let's get that. Next goal is 800. So yeah, tell all your friends and all your Villa mates, and get them on the podcast because Villa are going up and we're going up. So thanks again for that, and it's good to have you back, Tommy and Noah. Let's touch on just before we get to Brentford. There was the Europa Conference League's final match of the group. We were going away to Bosnia, and Zrinjski Mostar was our opponent. And as you've seen from the videos of Villa on tour and all the fans over there, looks like a lovely little place in Bosnia with a a sort of torrid history with the war and everything, but it's a little dinky stadium out there, and but we got the point we needed to top the group, and Zaniolo his first goal, which was great.
I mean, Mostar wasn't on the top of my places I wanted to visit, but after seeing how lovely and beautiful it is, I think I actually have to go there one day and just kind of watch a game maybe. But I mean, I did predict Marshall would get his debut. I was and also I didn't predict, but O'Reilly also got his official debut. He's played a lot of pre-seasons for us, but something I guess Marshall deserved. He's been third choice, second choice the last couple of weeks, and former under 18s club FA Cup winner. When he had that great run at that. So something that doesn't happen all the time, and I'm just happy another one of our own getting a gig. We've been saying Zaniolo's goal has been coming for months now, 5 months, whatever, how long the season been going for, what it feels like. But I'm just happy he finally got the monkey off the back, and he actually looked like he played a lot of confidence when he came on against Brentford. I know we'll touch on that the minutes he out on the pitch, but look, job done in the Europa Conference League. We don't play till March, I think it is now. So we've got a lot of time off, and a lot of people are backing us to win this competition, and I'm one of them. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked.
Absolutely. I think it wasn't really much of a game. It was pretty boring, to be honest. We kind of just sort of didn't really get our second gear, and we had quite a strong team. Douglas Luiz played because he was suspended for Brentford. Duran was up there. We had so we had a pretty good team. But we didn't really get our second gear, and in the end the point was enough. Both teams were happy with that. They scored a great goal at the end. And yeah, they looked like a really good sort of away trip in Europe, and well done to everyone that went out there, because it did look like a lot of fun. But
the away end looked ridiculous, by the way.
Yeah, keep going.
Was it that little cage, or was it another club?
Yeah, cage.
I found it funny. Some Villa fans said, we should be beating this fucking Wi-Fi password of a club.
It's a bit like that. Yeah, they're actually Croatian, Bosnian.
Croatian,
yes. Yeah.
And it's all on their badge there and everything. So
actually, this is pre-Brentford. I was actually I forgot what one it was. It was one of those YouTube. I was just binging them, Scott, and they're saying Villa they're saying we're in a title race, whether people want to bid it or not. They're saying Leicester went on a run, and there was no real threat that season either. It was kind of just running away with it. They go, Villa played great football. I think we've all seen that little Sir Alex Ferguson clip saying which team he likes watching. And even though we got thumped, I think it was an opening day against Newcastle. I've seen a lot of Newcastle fans, I'll give full love and respect to the Newcastle fans, saying it'd be great to see Villa, make top 4 if Newcastle don't. So a lot of love from them, and we wish them all the best in their season as well. Unfortunate with the Champions League exit. But basically, we're in a title race. Whether people admit it or not, we're playing great football. Got a great manager. I think we'll probably build on the depth. I think that was our little weakness against Mostar, right? Like if a Bailey or a Diaby get injured, we're kind of left with nothing, and then we're in trouble. Probably still need a good second striker, a partner, Ollie. I think everyone's saying we need genuine competition for cash. Not even genuine competition. I think any good right back will probably start over Cash, because they reckon Cox is good.
He's struggling a bit, Cash.
He really has. He really has. And I came across a really interesting comment. So this is just something I want to read out. So his name's his YouTube handle is Mark Kelly, Marc Kelly, 3167. He goes, I remember 10 years ago watching an 18-year-old John McGinn break into the first team as a product of the St. Mirren Youth Academy, which under the leadership of David Longwell at the time. We all knew he was exceptionally talented as a junior, even from a kid, but we couldn't have seen him reaching the level he currently has. However, St. Mirren does not get anywhere near enough credit for producing one of the finest midfielders currently playing in the Premier League, and arguably a Scottish legend already. So, I think that's a pretty good call. I think, John McGinn's not getting enough love. As far as I know, he was from Hibs, but didn't know he was a product of the St. Mirren Academy. So,
yeah, I think his brother still plays for St. Mirren, I think.
Yeah, so had big raps as a junior.
Yeah.
So there you go. Did know. He had big raps as a
Premier
junior.
League doco out about him as well, which is unbelievable.
Yes, I was going to get, and that goes into his start at St. Mirren and his journey through Hibs, and I know a lot of guys that watch a lot of Scottish football that when he came to Villa were not that convinced with him, thought he'd be all right player, but not really that good. And, when we were in the championship, of course, and they thought that was kind of his level maybe. But wow. I mean, he really does epitomize what Villa is all about. He was there in the dark days. He's come through. He was bought for 2.5 million. In a time
Crazy.
where we had Steve Bruce as manager. It was think of those days and think of where we are now. And he's stuck in that team. And it was him and Jack Grealish for a while, and then Jack's left, obviously, and he's become the captain, the guy, and yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And that doco is really good,
It's
and
so good.
People should check it out. But let's get on to the game because it was a huge match, and the first half, I felt like we didn't really rock up very much at all. We had a few chances, but we weren't winning those battles, those 50-50s. Brentford went to 5 at the back, as they do against the big team. So we're, I don't know, a big team now, apparently. They didn't do that against us last season under, when we drew 1-1. So they went to 5 at the back, very hard to break down, low block and all that. But they were getting at us, and they created the best chances in that first half. And Emi Martinez makes a great save, Noah. And it could have been 1-0 early for Brentford.
Yeah, I mean, as Tommy mentioned, I wasn't able to watch the first half. I was asleep.
Yes.
I was meant to have work. I did have work at 6:30 this morning. But I did see the highlights, and I mean that's why he's the best in the world, isn't he? Like he's just absolutely amazing. And I mean, I don't know how much you put value him at the moment, but it's got to be well up there. And some people say it's a simple save, but I think you got to read the play, don't you? Like he just makes it look so easy. Often.
Agreed. Agreed. When you do something so well, so consistently, people normalize that, right?
Exactly.
If that was James Trafford or someone pulling it out of his ass because he doesn't do it consistently, it'd be save of the week or whatever it is, right?
No, 100%.
And he holds on to it as well.
Yeah,
he holds on to it. Yeah. Fantastic save. And then, of course, we had a couple of chances. Like I thought Alex Moreno, there's been a lot of talk online that he had a bad game, but I actually think, I thought he was one of our best players in the first half. Yes. And for the goal, it was awful, right? He should have cleared that ball. He should have attacked the ball. He was sleeping. And he had a chance also to shoot where he dilly-dallied, but I thought his actual link-up play and everything was coming down that left-hand side. If you compare him to Matty Cash on the other side and Diaby, they were really struggling. But Ramsey and Moreno on the left-hand side were creating everything for us, Tommy.
I think Moreno was probably one of our top players. And it's funny they pan the camera to him saying he hasn't actually scored a league goal since, I think, 2017. And it almost reminds me when you watch, I think, Bundesliga highlights. I don't know if they do it in the EPL, they do it in the Bundesliga. They'll show when a player comes on as a sub and fuck, this guy's going to score or assist. And when they just pan to Moreno mid-game, I said, I think he's going to score this game. And then pops up at the back post, and I think that's how he scored in the cup as well, right? So seems to have a habit of creeping up at the back post. Great run. Let's not forget lethal Leon, as I like to call him. Great ball to the back post. And I think Leon really is outshining Diaby at the moment. I really thought it was going to be the other way around, potentially even, Bailey being exiled from the squad or us probably selling him or him wanting to leave. I know his dad's an agent, but no, Bailey's just gone to another level all of a sudden. And I think he's doing it consistently to say that he warrants a starting spot. I think
he's got 5 goals, 5 assists now. He's one of only 4 players to do that this season. The others are Ollie,
Saka, Mohamed Salah, and Ollie Watkins.
And
elite company.
Doesn't bitch, comes off the bench if he has to. If he starts, he's grateful for that. No one's ever guaranteed a starting spot. And great finish from Moreno. He's done that little dribble in, I think it was the first half, Scott, right? It was a piss weak right foot shot. And I think there was one where he shot it where he probably could have cut it back. And, I mean, look, it was on target, so you give him credit. But I think Diaby was waiting at the back post. I think he was great. Defensively, he's awesome. Moreno really outshines Digne when it comes to defense. And let's not forget the goal line clearance from Carlos, who just looks so elite right now. I think Carlos in the second half got a toe to it. And then Moreno just kind of cleared it. He always seems to do that where he'll slide tackle, clear it.
Yep. And, Diego Carlos was great throughout the match. He just seems to get better and better. It was always going to be a difficult day for him against Brentford. They're going to put a lot of balls into the box. You're going to have to fight for second balls and, try and get your head on a lot of stuff. And he was there constantly. But we did concede a poor goal, Noah, at the end of the first half. Lewis Potter first goal for Brentford. And it was, like we just touched on earlier, Alex Moreno sleeping, and that was his poorest moment of the match by far. And we were 1-0 down, and you were thinking, oh, we haven't won there in 53 years. We don't come back a lot, when on these away days, if we go down a goal, and it's always seems to be these crucial periods at the start of the match, or just before halftime, or just after halftime. And at that point, I was thinking, I don't think today's going to be our day.
Oh, 100%. And it was a sloppy goal. It actually just seems to be a typical away Villa goal to concede. Just a calamity of errors, I guess. Moreno doesn't clear his lines quick enough. And I guess communication wasn't at the hottest point there. I think someone should have said he was hot just to get rid of it. But look, the kid took his chance and put his laces through it, and through bodies like that, it could have gone anywhere, to be honest. If he hit something, who knows? But clean strike goes through and back of the net. And honestly, I was waking up at this stage because it was a hot night in Melbourne, and I luckily woke up for the second half. Probably didn't do my working day much good, but that's why you do it.
You're a soldier. You're still here with us.
Exactly at 11:02.
Yes.
But when I was looking at, like, you wake up, you see 1-0 down, you're like, God, it's just typical. Like, we just, for some reason, we just, until today, I was thinking, like, we can't beat them away. We can't beat them away. And I don't remember the last time we came from behind to win away. I know we haven't done it this season. So if anyone in the comments, let us know the last time we came from behind to win away.
We did it at Spurs.
I'll take that back.
There we go.
We did it at Spurs.
He rescinds the
but it's not something that we've done a lot
known
of.
For it,
I take your point 100%. And look, we are. And even well into the second half, Tommy, so I'm talking like 60 minutes, 70 minutes, until the red card of Ben Mee, we weren't going to score, I don't think.
You don't reckon?
I don't think we were creating many chances. Maybe
I felt like JJ. Let's not forget JJ's fucking point blank shot. That is the definition of being rusty.
Yeah, but we weren't creating a lot.
Put that through.
I mean, maybe when the subs came on, but because the game did change. I thought all the subs, all the subs were good, but I think the red card probably had the biggest influence on the match.
They said, like, Ben Mee hasn't received a red card in 10 years. You're not forwards. Fuck you, Ben Mee. That's for Wesley, and that is justice, honestly. So
Wesley put something on Twitter actually yesterday. He's not a big person to tweet, but he put UTV with some laughing emojis. So I think he knew that one as well.
Yeah, I just put on X, fuck you, me.
What did you do to yourself, mate? Why did you say that to yourself?
But it was with two E's.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
Me. Fuck me. No, yeah. The red card was obviously the turning point. My dad, as a neutral who's always giving Villa shit, said, if they didn't get the red, you would have lost. But I said, well, Dad, we won, and we're sitting third and could potentially be first by Christmas. So anyway, but
I think it was a red. I think, I mean, the fact that Bailey kind of pulled out of the challenge, if he had gone in,
that didn't help.
Yeah, if he had gone in, he could have broke his leg there.
100%. Bailey did well, to be honest, because he kind of played the ball out. I know it came back, but I am more surprised than anything that it was given a yellow on field. Like, come on.
I think if Bailey hits the ground and rolls around, I think it's a red. Sorry. But he tries to sort of stay on his feet and not do the Oscar acting job. But and what happens? He gets a yellow. So I'm glad that the VAR interfered on that one. I think it was the right decision.
In the first half, we were denied a penalty, but I forgot what it was. I don't know.
Well, there was one for Brentford. There was one for Brentford when John McGinn and Ben Mee were sort of tussling, holding each other, and
that could have been given.
The rules changed though. If you're both holding onto each other, I watched the post game analysis on Optus Sport. If you're both holding each other, it nullifies it.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
That's been a new rule this year.
Yeah.
But it is one of those things where McGinn kind of get him in a bit of a headlock at one stage, and you think, "What are you doing, mate?" Like,
I think me walks into it, Scott. That's the
Yeah.
difference, right? So I think it's kind of instigating and walking. If it's completely on McGinn penalty, I also think Moreno got away with one. They had a free kick, and you actually tugged the shirt, and surprised VAR didn't pick up on that either.
Yeah, I saw that too.
So that's really. But then there was a lot of. But then I'm like, well, the ref's being kind of. If he's going to give one, got to give the other. Or you don't give both. I mean, like, you know, we're not even going to touch on the Kamara choking, and then what was his name? Goddess, whatever his name is. He chokes, I think, Consa when he was in the net, and we'll touch on that shortly. But you know, first goal Moreno, first league goal for him. Awesome goal. You know, I think that really put us. And I could see, I saw us coming back. I was actually thinking 3-1.
Once we got the first one, you would win.
Yeah, once we got the first one, I was confident.
Yeah. And it came out of nowhere. It was just so quiet. It was just so quiet. And I think that's the sign of a good team, just out of nothing. And I think a bit of luck, right? You know, even the second goal, Kamara's flick, Ollie's header, and, you know, real dog move from that fan to be, you know, calling out his family and whatnot. I'm all for like calling him a shit player and whatnot, but, you know, he must have said something pretty rough for Ollie to basically celebrate.
Singly point him out,
yeah. Agreed. So,
and Ollie... Ollie on that goal, but the thing that really impressed me the most was the timing of his run. He stays a little bit further back than everyone else.
Agreed.
And he's just, you know, hitting the ball at pace on the move, and you know reads that flick from Kamara better than anyone else, and you know sticks in the back of the net. That's not an easy header because it's come from down below. It's, you know, it's one of those ones where, you know, it's come through a sea of bodies. You can see it late. You've still got to get it on target, and he's put it right in the corner. No chance of the keeper. And the celebration, I loved it. I just thought, you know, you could see he was picking out that one guy in the black coat, and he was giving him devil eyes back. And there was one angle from sort of in front of the goal where you could see who Ollie was pointing at, and this guy has obviously been getting abuse all day. There was something about his mother, or, you know, something along those lines.
Or something.
Yeah. And you know, that's fair play to Ollie. I mean, he didn't do anything. He didn't get in his face. It wasn't violent. He just stood there and pointed at him, and maybe gave a couple of loud
single
cheers.
him out. Single it out, right? If you called him black or something, it'd be frontline news, right?
I just got really annoyed at the Brentford fans for kind of like I know they probably don't know what happened. I think he just celebrated against them, but they really jumped on him, didn't they? And they still are. Like even all the comments and stuff, they're still going at Ollie. And
I mean, obviously, like from their perspective, they're 1-0 up, they get a red card, then they're 2-1 down. Ollie does that, and then the scuffle in the net, and everyone's like pushing and shoving, and you know, shoving each other into the net. It was great.
I love that shit. Consa was waiting for that, and I wish Mings was back. You know, I think I wouldn't be surprised. I was surprised I didn't see like fluorescent yellow Emmy just kind of Superman diving in. I wouldn't put it past him. We'll get into his antics shortly.
Oh God! It
was an ugly game. It was getting ugly then. I thought this is going to get out of hand. Saw 10 minutes extra time. I said something's going to go down. Fortunately, it wasn't in our favour.
Yeah, unfortunately, Boubacar Kamara gets himself sent off. But there was I think something like 9 cards from the red card to the end of the game. And even Emery gets a card, and Emery got a card for going onto the pitch to pull Martinez away from everything. And I'm like, well, he's trying to calm the situation down. Surely we got to show a bit of common sense. Like he's trying to, de-escalate the situation. I thought that was a bit weird.
I just think the rule is I don't think managers can leave go on the field. So I think it has to be given, unfortunately. And look, I don't remember the last time. I probably can. Probably Dean Smith against Man City was the last time a manager of ours got a yellow card. It's not very frequent a Villa manager gets carded.
I think I know Emmy is an instigator and then he plays chill, but I think Emmy could have been sent off if Emery didn't actually run on. So I think Emery actually saved him. I know Kamara's a huge loss, but let's be real, right? Olsen's the last one I want near the goals.
Yeah, Emmy deserves owes Boubacar Kamara a beer or two for that.
He should be paying for the card or fine.
Yeah, because without him, he doesn't have to try and pull Mope up there. We're winning the game. Let him lie on the ground. Like I know he's trying to be like the tough guy or the sort of the the pantomime villain. And, I understand it to a certain extent, but not in those situations where we're winning the game.
Oh,
Because as soon as they went 2-1 down, they were trying to level up the, 11 against 10. They wanted to make it 10 against 10. Malpai runs into Emmy. Do you remember there was that moment where he just runs into him and then hits the deck? Like it was Emmy hits the deck. There was the crazy moment with almost an own goal by Leon Bailey.
Mate, what's going on with that?
I thought that was in.
I thought it went in. I actually threw my phone on the floor.
Oh my goodness me. I kind of agree with the commentators when they said that would have been the best own goal of all time.
Yeah, scoring an own goal from the other half, that's never happened. Ever, right?
Listen, Leon, if you want a contract, if you want more money, don't match fix games, all right? Just ask for more money. You're in for, we'll pay you, Leon. Do it the right way, you cheeky bastard.
Look, but, I'm so glad that didn't go in.
Oh man, I thought it was goal bound.
I'm giving a shout out to Red Rock Chips, sweet chili sour cream, because down 1-0 at the half, I was fucked. I was pretty knackered. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to bed. I went and had a look in the pantry. Didn't see anything I liked. Then I realized there was a Coles bag just sitting on the bench. I forgot to put him in the pantry. I said, I've got a bag of Red Rock sweet chili sour cream chips. So I loaded up a bowl.
Amazing.
Was just waiting for the halftime show to finish. And also, Samsung TV, what the fuck? So if you have a 2017 model or earlier Samsung TV, they actually delete off the sport on it. It doesn't work anymore on the Samsung TV.
Wow.
I had an issue like that with my parents' phone. Couldn't get up to sport for a while, but they can get it now on their TV. It's weird.
Mine can't. Anyway.
All right. Well, there's one more incident that Thomas Frank was pissed off about, and that was there was a moment where Mopai went through and Esri Konsa sort of bumps into him. I don't think it was a penalty. I don't think it was enough for a penalty.
I'm not going to lie. Anything, watching it live, I thought it'd be given.
No, wait. Moreno's was a bigger penalty than that. That's just, again, you got to look at like how much force from the contact makes you actually fall.
That's what I mean.
And I think because they know diving is a bigger thing, they probably don't pay it as much. Even though Konsa's a big boy, there's no way he should be falling down that easy. Moreno, you could see he's actually like grabbed his shirt and also surprised. Like I'm like, VAR, kind of like Sheffield that saved us that season.
Yeah,
it's actually, it worked in our favor.
But watching it live, I generally thought, "Oh, Konsa, what have you done?" Like I literally thought he'd just give away a penalty. Watching it back, when you see all the different camera angles, like, okay, no. But watching it live, I was worried. I really was.
Yeah, well, that's why VAR's in, right? It's to kind of slow down real time. Real time, everything looks worse than it is. And the ref 100% lost control of that game, even from the red card. The fact he didn't call it, I said that was questionable, and I actually thought he was trying to control the game a bit too much. I think he was trying to be in the center of the spotlight. Yeah,
and thankfully, I think the VAR worked quite well and saved his blushes a few times. And, we got the points. I mean, of course, we saw Thomas Frank and Ollie Watkins at the end of the game. He was saying, why did you celebrate like that? And Ollie was saying, nothing personal. It was just one guy. So, I mean, it was a crazy match.
It's not like Ollie to go straight down the tunnel like that ever. He didn't even go to the away, like the traveling fans. He must have really got to him.
Yeah.
So hopefully everything's okay. With Ollie, because you just don't see that sort of reaction from him ever.
And of course, Boubacar Kamara, straight red card, violent conduct. That's 3 matches now that he misses. They will be Sheffield United at home, Manchester United away, Burnley at home. So, I mean, it's going to be a big miss. He does so many things in the midfield that, don't really go on the stat sheets, just little toes in, little, using his body, keeping the ball and winning the ball back for the team. And, I thought yesterday he was really good as well in most of the stuff he did, just let himself down in that final moment. And, Douglas Luiz will, of course, come back in.
I thought he was a massive miss. Huge. I thought we missed him so much.
I think Tillerman's just as much as well.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. But Douglas Luiz, I think I don't know. I think he can dictate the play a lot more from his position, like Kamara can't. Like he can ping a ball.
Yes.
The power Torres was trying to ping, and open up the play a lot more. That's kind of what I was trying to gather.
Going forward, he's more of an asset than Kamara or McGinn, and he certainly gets us ticking. Did you
Was-
see that? Did you see the video of Douglas Luiz reacting to the goal from Watkins, and when they were pushing in the net, he was saying, "Hey, I'm not there to help you." Like,
I think it's on his Instagram
Where
story.
was this? Can one of you guys share it in the group?
It's on his Instagram story.
yeah.
Type in Douglas Luiz on
Dougie lives
Instagram.
for this shit.
He also
what happened with Powell? What happened with Powell?
He's got a slight knock. I don't think Emery's too worried. I think
it was that kick, right, where he landed a bit awkward and he was down.
Yeah. So, yeah, he should be okay. I think it was just we had to take off someone, and he thought as he's got a bit of a knock, we'll take him off, and we'll leave Conser and Carlos on. And yeah, I mean, it just shows great character, Noah, from the team. This was a game, like we were saying, that I didn't think we were going to win at one point. I didn't think we could even really score. And then, it becomes a fight, it becomes nasty, just bitchy game. And, we won in a different way. We've won in so many different ways. Think about it. We played Man City off the park, right? In this beautiful performance where we had 22 shots and gave them nothing. Then against Arsenal, we get an early goal and we sit back and defend for our lives, right? And, yes, Arsenal fans will say they might have deserved to win that game, but you know what? We didn't let them score, right? So that's a different way of winning. And then this game, again, completely different. It was an absolute fight, just like a championship match, if you like, where, it was, teams just going hell for leather and tackles flying in, and we won that kind of match. So, how does that set us up for the rest of the season, do you think?
It's massive, Scott. And one thing I want to mention is a lot of people say how bad our away form is. Scott, I'm pretty sure you might know the answer to this, but because you're like how much Villa content you've been taking in. But where do you think our away form's ranked in the Premier League at the moment?
Well, you can ask Tommy because I know.
Yeah, Tommy, where do you reckon?
I think we're top 3 or 4, funny enough.
I wish we were. We're 6th. So our away form is still bloody good. It's it's just how like incredible.
Was that pre Brentford or post Brentford?
That's post Brentford. So obviously it helps a lot, but like our home form is unbelievable, and we just got to get the away form ticking. But I think if we keep doing what we're doing away from home, I don't see any reason why we're not going to finish top 4. And the way we can adjust in game and play different styles of football, like you're not going to play everyone the same. It just proves like obviously Sheffield United will be a lot more defensive to Manchester United. The Battle of United's coming up, so yeah.
Well, that's it.
Is Archer eligible to play?
Yeah, he's sold.
We're leading in the form guide out of the last 5 games. We've got 4 wins and a draw. Nobody's got a record as good as that. And we've got 38 points from our first 17 games. So Sheffield United, to come, and then that's halfway through the season. Yeah, 18.
We're 2 points off avoiding relegation.
Right.
We get to 40 points,
exactly. So let's say, let's say it's a really competitive top of the league this year. There's no one running away with it, really. So I think 85, 86 points is going to be the champions, right? And we're on 38 off 17. So, I mean, why not? If we can continue this.
How many games are left? How many games are left mathematically?
19. No, 21 games left.
Yeah.
Yeah, 21 games left.
38 altogether. We played 17. So we're nearly halfway. But if we continue going the way we're going, then we're going to be really close.
Speak to me in February.
I know.
Get through the busy patch. Speak to me in February.
Yes. And look, we got Sheffield United coming up. People are going to think that's a given. You see, this is the problem we get with the expectation. People expect us just to go out and win every game now, and the expectations change, and that's going to put pressure on the players. I would still take Champions League football.
Oh,
if you ask me,
100%.
Yeah, right now,
100%.
I would snap your hand off of that. So, another thing I want to quickly talk about is the coefficients. So, top 5 could be Champions League this year. And I know a lot of Villa fans on social media were celebrating Newcastle's and Manchester United's exit from Europe in the week. They're not good for us, guys. All right. We got to understand. We want all the English teams to go as far as possible. If Man City and Arsenal play in the Champions League final, that's actually good for us. I know that we probably don't want Arsenal to win because they've never won one, and we have, and all this sort of stuff. I understand all that, but if we finish fifth and for some reason we don't get that Champions League spot because Man United, got knocked out in the group stage, you're not going to be feeling the same about that. So yeah, I could see a situation, Tommy, where we have to win the Europa Conference League final for fifth place to qualify for Champions League and for us to make it, and that would be some sort of end to the season. What do you think about the coefficients? Anything? No.
Got no fucking idea, Scott, mate. As long as we win the league,
I understand. I probably went to the wrong person on that one, but I'm just saying,
too much maths.
So Brighton, West Ham, Liverpool in the Europa League, us in the conference, and Arsenal and Man City. We need them to do well, at least get to the semi-finals, and hopefully England can get one of those fifth place spots for the Champions League. But if we finish in top four, that doesn't matter anyway.
You take it exactly.
Yeah.
We got to
Sheffield predictions.
Sheffield predictions.
We'll get there now. I think that's a good time to move on to it, Scott.
Yeah,
what a good idea.
Yeah. Been going for an hour.
I think 3-0.
Yeah, you stole it from me. I'm copying Scott.
You're going to copy him, You're going to go 3-0 as well.
Yeah, well, I was going to say 2, but I got Ollie as my fantasy captain because I love him and back him from day one. So
and he's in form again.
3-0.
Well, you know what? We're all going 3-0.
3-0.
All right.
3-0, 3 points to put us top of the league at Christmas.
I reckon so.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic. And the women's team, well done to them.
Dub.
They got the W.
Adria Leon with the goal.
Leon with the goal. Yep, the
Where's
Canadian.
The question? Where's the quick fire question?
The Canadian international. She got a goal, and they're sort of making their way up the league nicely. So that's good for them. Anything else we want to talk about? We got some really good comments on the last video. Do you want to call any out? No.
I got one thing I do want to touch on though. The Luton Town captain,
yes, of course,
Tom Lockyer.
Good work there. No,
it's sad.
It's quite sad. Hopefully, he's okay. He's in hospital and he's okay at the moment. But it's the second time in 6 months it's happened to him. It happened in the playoff final,
cardiac arrest,
against Coventry. It happened again. So obviously, I'm just thankful that he's okay because you obviously never want to see anything like this. And I just want to give a massive shout out to Bournemouth and Luton supporters and Luton and Bournemouth players and staff and everyone, because that was handled in a great manner. Obviously, if it was one of our players, you would hope it would be handled in exactly the same way. And I just wish Tom all the best because he's been on the ride with Luton for such a long time, and to have your football career potentially now taken off you, which I think it might sadly have to be for him. He's just done a lot of people proud.
Do they find maybe an ambassador role or a role in the management team?
Sure, you try to find something.
You'd be silly not to.
Yeah, because he's gone all in at Luton,
and he was club captain. He's a big presence. So I mean, the main thing is that he seems to be okay, and he seems to be
that's
responding.
The number one thing. That's the number one thing.
And anything else, well, have to wait and see. But thoughts with him and his family, of course. Any comments you want to highlight quickly before we wrap up, Tommy, on the last video? Did you get it up?
He had it up, but we got a lot of new people. But a lot of people do want us to do a video on why we became Villa fans.
Yes, I did see that.
We will be doing. I think an individual video is a great idea, so that was a great suggestion. I know we have done it, mentioned it a while back. It's probably been almost a year since we've last mentioned it, actually. But we'll try to do an individual video.
We can refresh it, maybe over Christmas we can do a video and sit down and sort of explain our where our love for the Villa came from.
I do love all the jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, fun to see the Villa win away. Chance love going around at the moment because
all right,
it's so good, isn't it?
Just having a quick geese.
And unfortunately, the Matty Cash song is so good, right?
So good. I actually find myself singing it.
But I'm thinking that maybe the last few weeks has more been like, he's our right back, he's our number two, but he's playing like absolute poo, Oh,
I don't know what else is good ones. The Leon Bailey one's also good as well.
Oh yeah, I love that.
It's that's a good chance.
And
going around.
Zaniolo,
And there's a new Pau Torres one that Owen told me that was absolutely going off in the away end. So keep an eye for that one when you hear it.
Okay, I haven't heard that one. But sorry, Tommy, go for it.
Going through, just having a quick look at them to see. There's someone Roxam on for 5858. Must be a new sub. Just saying, pissed off by the London-centric media. This was back the Arsenal game. Saying, Gary Lineker was moaning about VAR because Arsenal robbed of a goal, but he goes, if it was reversed, it'd just be, those are part of the rules. Unfortunate for Villa, right? Then someone, Nathaniel White, put some respect on my baller, Leon Bailey's name. Legend in the making. And honestly, he's on the way there. So, Nathaniel,
having a great season
one day.
Yeah.
Kieran Smith, I've seen Kieran lurking a bit. Better win than against Man City. They're playing better than City at the moment. And to be honest, after City's draw with Crystal Palace, it kind of just, dilutes our win against them, to be honest. Mohamed Adam, always full of great comments. Not our best point, but as McGinn said, Grit got us over the line. I hope we rest the place except Digne and Louise. 1-1 against Mostar and 2-2 against Brentford. So
he nearly got both.
1-1. You
got the 1-1.
1-1, you're right. Yeah, nearly Mohammed, but I'm kind of glad your Brentford prediction didn't come true. Seeing Jake Jays, yeah, that's right. I've seen Brave Ass seems to be the new nickname he's inherited.
Yes, brave ass John McGinn.
Then there's a new one, Danny in it looks like he's head by the keyboard, JQ6DB. We did our job yesterday, simple as that. Can't win pretty all the time. And he's right. Yeah, that was a winner character against Arsenal. Your dad, Jeff, we're living every Villa fan's fantasy. Long may it continue. Absolutely, Jeff.
The fantasy just gets more and more crazy every week.
It does.
Yeah, posting early reaction pods. That's the way we try Jam Jack, but easier said than done.
Yeah.
Jim Kernan, congrats. Thanks, Jim. A couple of others. Nick McMahon. Love your content, guys. Hope you get across the B6 soon to share some love. Honestly, if we're in the title race, Scott, I may actually fly up. I'm not joking. So.
I've already looked. I've been looking at tickets to Athens for the final as well. So. You never know. It would be. It's only like 32.
Could Villa take over B6? Would be pretty experience, wouldn't it?
So great. Yeah.
So
all right. Well, that's
Clark.
Percy Clark.
Am I lost in some strange dreamscape? Is our manager the god of football could become a top 4 side? Who will we buy in January? All of those I agree. As for January, stay tuned, I guess. Right,
exactly. We probably do a January video coming up. It's can't believe how quickly this year's gone. To be honest, it's ridiculous.
And yeah, look, honestly, there's just 2 more, Scott. There's Rooster Villa. I like that one. So ROOSTA Villa. Guys, your content. It's been an awesome week. Couldn't have dreamt it so good. Blah blah blah. Never mind that we want the Premiership title. Happy for others to keep downplaying Villa's chances. Amen to that. I think they show the percentages, and every week it starts actually creeping up.
We're now
Adam Lockhart got Villa, I think, before the Man City game, Scott, at 87-1 to win the league. And I think that's a fucking steal. I think now we're at 20, 30 somewhere.
I saw.
I think he got about 50. Adam, I'll find his. I saw his ticket or something, and anyway, it was like $50 or $100. So could get 4 or 8K if that comes true. Basically, fly up to go cash in.
Well, I hope he wins, and I hope Villa win against Sheffield United. That will be our next video. Thank you all for your comments, your likes, your subscriptions. It's been great over the last few weeks. Got over 700, and keep the word going because Villa's doing something pretty special, and we're going to be there, right there with them with our podcast. So come and enjoy Coup de Villa next week against Sheffield United. Up the Villa.
See you
next time.
Up the Villa.